Right now on the news at 11, 3 counties, 4 deaths. NBC2 has the latest details surrounding the disturbing discovery.
A former basketball player reveals intimate details about his relationship with Sarah Palin.
Trying to look for jobs and can't find nothing.
Down on his luck and desperate to find a job, one man takes his search on the road. The news at 11 starts now.
Live, the news you count on. NBC2 News at 11.
Developing tonight at 11 o'clock, NBC2 is tracking 3 puzzling death investigations in 3 Southwest Florida counties.
We begin tonight with Sarah Miles. She's in Golden Gate, where an elderly couple was shot inside their home.
Now, Sarah broke this story last night. She was on the scene. 24 hours later, detectives are still releasing very little details surrounding their deaths. Sarah?
That's right. It's been 24 hours since this couple was reported dead, and still it is a very active crime scene out here on Seagrass Lane. And with no new information being released since this afternoon, it has many neighbors asking questions and looking for answers.
Yeah, it's a little concerning.
Concerning because 24 hours later, the Collier County Sheriff's Office still hasn't revealed what exactly led to the death of 71-year-old Ludwig Volksheimer and 82-year-old Carmen Perez Stoltz.
Nobody knows. That's the problem. This is a big deal. Something like this is a huge tragedy.
Mary Moses has lived on Seagrass Lane for 14 years. She says everyone on the street knows each other, but the couple kept to themselves.
I only know those neighbors. They're the least known of this whole neighborhood.
Yesterday, deputies received a call saying 2 people were dead inside this home. But who made the call, we still don't know.
You know what's going on in the house.
We also don't know how they died. No suspects have been named. That includes 2 others living inside the home who were questioned. Neighbors say one was Carmen's son and the other wasn't related.
It could have been a personal thing, maybe. I mean, no one ever saw anybody there.
Investigators say they didn't find any signs someone forced their way inside, nor any reason for someone to kill this elderly couple.
It's a good neighborhood. No one's ever had a problem, at least not that I know of.
We did make attempts to contact family members of Carmen and Ludwig, but those attempts were unsuccessful. And again, the deputy cars have been out here for 24 hours, so you can expect them to be out here well into the night as they continue their investigation. We're live in Golden Gate. Sarah Miles, NBC2.
Now to brand new information in a death investigation in Charlotte County tonight. Detectives now tell us a body found in the woods is a man. However, his identity and how he died remains a mystery. 2 men made the discovery today off State Road 31, 5 miles north of the Caloosahatchee River, just across the Lee County line. NBC2's Joshua Rep brings us the new details live from our Charlotte County mobile newsroom. Joshua?
That's right. Actually, right now it's too dark for deputies to be out searching for clues, but as you can see behind me, deputies are out guarding the scene where they found the man. It's actually, his remains were found badly decomposed, making it very difficult to identify who he was. Deputies tell us beekeepers were out clearing some land when they made the gruesome discovery around noon today.
Earlier today, we received a call from a couple gentlemen who were preparing to place some beehives back in this wooded area. In the process, they came upon something that they thought was some possibly human remains. Our investigators got here, confirmed we do have human remains back here in the woods.
And deputies tell us they have taken the remains to the medical examiner's office where a toxicology report will be run to figure out how he died. Overnight, deputies will guard the scene until investigators arrive in the morning. In Charlotte County, Joshua Rep, NBC2.
Joshua, thank you. And we are still working tonight to find out the name of the person shot and left to die in Lehigh Acres. Lee County deputies say this happened near the intersection of Meadowood Road and Anaconda Avenue South, right off State Road 82. We're told detectives got a call early this morning about a man in distress. The person on the phone could not give a location, and about 15 minutes later, deputies found a dead man in the woods. The medical examiner is performing an autopsy. Police in Utah have found human remains during the search for a woman who's been missing now for nearly 2 years. Cadaver dogs made the discovery near a spot where Susan Cox Powell's husband claimed he was camping the night she disappeared. The remains still have not been identified. Powell's family say they are holding out hope that she is still alive. The mother of 2 was last seen in December of 2009.
The controversial full body scanners may soon be on their way out at the airports. A House subcommittee voted unanimously to put an end to the scanners. The machines started showing up in airports back in 2007. Privacy advocates argue the images are too revealing. New software would produce a generic stick figure outline of a person. And if there is something suspicious, it shows up as a red box. The act must first pass the House and the Senate.
With Florida's unemployment rate just above 10%, a lot of the stories that we do center around our tough economic times. Tonight, we bring you the story of one man who is struggling to stay on his feet. If you've been anywhere in Lee County, you've likely seen him in the sign that he has on his truck. He's been reluctant to share his story about loss and desperation until now. Here's NBC2's Kim Brown.
On any given day, you might spot Kenneth Johnson parked along a busy road.
I mean, it's really embarrassing to do this, but right now I'm in poverty.
He's taped a sign to the side of his SUV saying, "I am unemployed. I will work for food."
Sign, it kind of helps me out a little bit. Once in a while I get work, and once in a while I don't get work. It comes and goes.
Johnson says he lost his construction job in 2008. Since then, nothing. And to top it off, he's homeless. So he's relying on this sign. He's been using it for almost a year. And he tells me reporters have been asking him to talk about it and his struggle, but he declined until now.
What changed your mind?
I figure there's hope somewheres.
Every so often, he says people give him food or a little cash to get gas. And about once a week, he will make around $200 from a temporary gig offered by a passerby.
It's difficult for me because I'm kind of handicapped. I have a bad left leg, and a lot of times that turns my jobs down and the criminal background.
Johnson says he spent time behind bars in 1993 for drugs, but says he's been clean ever since. Now he's hoping someone will give him a chance.
Give me a blessing in my heart.
In Lee County, Kim Brown, NBC2.
Police are investigating a cancer patient who has raised thousands of dollars. Why they say she's faking it. Now watch closely. There is a crime happening right here. Why police are looking for that woman. And products from Italian designer Missoni, right?
Missoni.
Fly off the shelves at Target. If you missed it, you may get another chance. We'll explain.
There's no rain on the radar tonight, but when will the rain show back up? I'll have your first alert forecast coming up.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Duncan's Diamonds. Duncan's Diamonds, for magnificent diamonds and fine jewelry.
2 more work days until the weekend, and NBC2 is getting you prepared.
Our overnight team about to wake up so they can work while you sleep, keeping you in the know on breaking news and top stories tomorrow morning.
And when you wake up, be sure to catch my first alert forecast every 10 minutes, tracking some changes in the weather pattern with details starting at 4:30 in the morning.
A hot topic in Washington right now, the jobless rate. Tomorrow, we're going to see how many people filed for benefits 1 week after the president's job speech.
Wake up with us tomorrow morning on NBC2 News Today.
New at 11, a teenager from Texas is in trouble tonight for faking cancer. As if that were not bad enough, she is also accused of bilking $17,000 in donations. Police have not found any evidence that the 18-year-old ever had leukemia, as she claimed. In May, she started a foundation to benefit children with cancer, and right now, no charges have been filed and no arrests have been made.
A woman at a bakery store makes off with some dough that isn't hers, and it's all caught on camera. You can see as the victim walks up to the counter to pay for her purchase, but after she pays, she walks off without her wallet. Well, the very next customer sees the wallet, and as she pulled money out to pay for bread, she closed the wallet and slid the money from the other wallet underneath. Police are still searching for the suspect.
This is a foreclosure story you might not have heard of. Some families being forced to live on the streets are living in their storage units. In Arizona, some families are turning to the units instead of living on the streets. Besides living in a small space, this couple says it's the little things in life that many of us take for granted that make it difficult.
Nobody thinks a bathroom's important until you don't have one. And you got to go to the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning. You better have toilet paper because you're doing it like the bears.
Living in a storage unit is illegal. If a storage facility finds someone living inside of one, they can't have that person arrested.
If you missed the Missoni memo, there's good news tonight. Retail giant Target says it will restock some store shelves of the Italian designer Missoni items following unprecedented success. Many of the affordable items sold out nationwide yesterday and today in stores and online. We did some digging and found some of the items are on eBay for double and triple store prices. The FDA takes Dr. Oz to task over apple juice. Dr. Oz says it's unsafe to drink. A bombshell in an upcoming book about Sarah Palin, an NBA star, says he had a one-night stand with a former vice presidential candidate. Find out when that supposedly happened. And deputies tell NBC2 how they foiled a murder-for-hire plot, arresting this woman. Why deputies say her husband's life is worth a motorcycle.
Jermaine. Get a personalized forecast just for you. Sign up at NBC-2.com today and start getting daily emails and alerts. Your First Alert forecast is sponsored by City Furniture, offering same-day delivery 7 days a week. Now, count on NBC2 First Alert meteorologist Haley Webb's forecast. The most accurate forecast in Southwest Florida.
Good evening. Temperatures across Southwest Florida right now coming in anywhere from the mid-70s to right around 80 degrees. But these temperatures are going to be dropping as we continue through the night. Actually, by the time you wake up in the morning, it's going to feel pretty nice across Southwest Florida. We're going to have some lower humidity setting up. There is no rain in sight on our radar, and we will stay dry as we continue through the night. And those temperatures, they're going to fall with hardly any cloud cover to insulate us. We're going to be dropping into the lower 70s and even upper 60s in some of those inland cold spots. Like Alva. Alva hit 69 degrees this morning. They'll do it again tomorrow, even another degree or two cooler than that. Our forecast mode, I want to show you this big view for a couple reasons. One, you'll notice much of the state of Florida dealing with dry conditions. Two, a high pressure system up in Minnesota. That is bringing in much colder air to many states that are farther to our north. I want to point out these cold conditions just because it is pretty early in the season to be looking at 30s, but Fargo, Minneapolis, Madison, Lansing, all looking at temperatures in the 30s when the day gets started tomorrow. Des Moines, Iowa looking at 40 degrees. So a big cold shot coming down in the middle of the U.S. Not making it all the way here, but will be just slightly cooler as you wake up tomorrow morning. Here's our forecast mode as we head through the night tonight. We've got those clear skies, a very light breeze mainly coming from the east. Into tomorrow, we start off the morning calm. Look at this. This is your lunch hour. No problems there. Plenty of sunshine. You can enjoy your lunch hour. Into the afternoon, there is a stray chance for a shower or two. There you see it. But the vast majority of the area will stay dry as we continue on into tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we're going to once again be seeing mainly sunny and mainly clear skies throughout the day and into the night tomorrow. Overnight tonight, skies here will be mainly clear. We're looking forward to a comfortable night headed towards 73 degrees. That's what we're going for, the official low. But as I mentioned, a few of those inland cold spots. Arcadia could get down toward the upper 60s. Those of you in LaBelle looking at the possibility of 69, 70 degrees there. 93 degrees for the high tomorrow, mostly sunny, a warm day on tap. 2-foot seas with a light chop if you have boating in your plans. If you happen to have a Thursday off, tomorrow does look like a nice day for that day off, a pool day, a beach day. Weather will be nice for you. We're looking at plenty of sunshine for your Thursday and Friday. Highs in the lower 90s, lows in the lower 70s. Your mornings will be nice. As we head toward the weekend, we do bring back a small rain chance. Looks like a few showers each of those afternoons. A better afternoon rain chance as we head into next week, bringing back the scattered afternoon storm pattern. That's your forecast.
A woman remains in the Lee County Jail tonight accused of hiring a hitman to kill her husband. Deputies tell NBC2 Bettina Desiree Mikesel offered an undercover deputy $500 and her husband's Harley-Davidson motorcycle to carry out the job. The German national made her first court appearance this morning. She is being held on a $100,000 bond.
A federal judge in Miami blocks enforcement of a first-in-the-nation Florida law restricting what physicians can say about guns to their patients. The judge ruled that the law violates the Constitution's free speech protections for both doctors and patients. The law, pushed by gun rights supporters, took effect June 2nd.
Florida's teacher union is suing over the state's new merit pay law. The law ties teacher pay to student performance and ends tenure for new hires. The union claims the law is unconstitutional because it changes how students are evaluated and denies teachers the right to collective bargaining. Supporters of the law argue the merit pay plan will help attract and keep top teachers and get rid of bad ones.
We want the legislature to know that we are not going to sit back and let them do these things that we believe are unconstitutional without challenging them.
The union president says it could take years until a final result comes out of this lawsuit.
New at 11, an X-ray nabs a jewel thief. Authorities in Spain say a thief swallowed a nearly $20,000 diamond. Get this, a tourist reported having a purse stolen with a diamond in it. Police tracked down the man during a traffic stop and found the purse in the car. During the stop, one of the officers saw him put his hands to his mouth like he was hiding something. That's when they took him to a medical center and took the X-ray.
All new at 11, in a strange twist. We apologize, but this is the wrong, there we go. In a strange twist, rain is causing brush fire concerns in Lehigh Acres tonight. The Florida Forestry Department is working to rid overgrown brush. Now, the wet ground means only rolling choppers like this one can be used to clear the brush. The waterlogged vegetation is preventing prescribed burns to help clear the area.
As soon as some of these areas dry out, then we really want to try to get in here and do a little bit more work in some of the areas where there's much denser concentrations of vegetation.
We're told the Division of Forestry hopes to begin burning 10 square miles of overgrown brush in Lehigh as soon as conditions permit.
Daniel Proctor left a Lee County jail today to face charges of stealing a gun and a car in Alabama. Proctor is the prime suspect in the disappearance of his ex-wife, Amy Patterson. The Mariner Middle School teacher hasn't been seen since July. Investigators believe Patterson is dead, but Proctor hasn't been charged with anything related to her suspicious disappearance.
Home sales are up and inventory is down across Southwest Florida. New numbers out from Realtor.com show the average list prices for homes in Fort Myers, Cape Coral hit $213,000 in August of 2011. Now that's up 33% from August of last year. List prices nationwide average nearly $190,000. Inventory is down more than 40% in Southwest Florida from this time last year. A man from Las Vegas is out $2 million tonight. He tried to claim the reward money after he says he gave the FBI a tip that led to the arrest of New England crime boss James Whitey Bulger. He says the FBI paid the money to another tipster. He reported seeing Bulger and his girlfriend in Santa Monica, California back in 2008. The FBI notified the man they gave the reward to a woman who crossed paths with Bulger in Santa Monica.
Bacteria from the ocean could be used in the battle to fight cancer. Researchers from the University of Florida modified a chemical byproduct of the bacteria to develop a new molecule that targets proteins in cancer cells that can help the cancer grow. And with cancer being the leading cause of death worldwide, experts say a new anti-cancer drug couldn't come soon enough.
We're giving those cancer cells a 1-2 punch, knocking both of them down, and therefore having a really potent molecule that is effective in inhibiting cancer cells.
Researchers say the discovery may eventually lead to a new drug that fights cancer. Many of the anti-cancer drugs currently available were developed from natural products found on land only, a few so far from the sea.
A reality housewife is missing, at least that is what her husband thinks. But authorities say D.C. housewife Michaela Salehi called them to say she is just fine. She just doesn't want her husband to know where she is. Of course, the Salehis are the infamous party crashers at the White House. Now, her husband reported her missing after he claimed she called to say she was going to her mother's but never went. He believes abductors forced her to make the phone calls.
Never miss a package delivery again. Wouldn't that be nice? UPS is unveiling a new service that notifies you of an approximate delivery time the night before. You can upgrade the free membership and pay $5 per package to have it rerouted to another address. A premium version is also available. That costs $40 a year. With that one, you can provide delivery alerts, a planner, and the ability to leave driver instructions. The FDA is disputing a report from TV star Dr. Oz about high levels of arsenic in apple juice. Dr. Oz claims store-bought juice is unsafe for consumption following a comprehensive investigation. The FDA says the show tested for total amount while they test for levels of both organic and inorganic. The bottom line here, the FDA wants everyone to know there's no cause for alarm. Apple juice is safe to drink.
A former basketball player says he had a little one-on-one time with Sarah Palin. In a soon-to-be-published book by Joe McGinnis, he claims Glenn Rice had a one-night stand with the former governor of Alaska back in 1987, 1 year before she was married. Now, it happened when Rice was a player with the University of Michigan, and they played in the Great Alaskan Shootout. Palin was a sports reporter at an Anchorage TV station. Rice confirmed the story with McGinnis. No comment from Palin.
That's going to be a Tucker.
Oh, yeah. It might be a reason to buy the book.
Yeah, just to kind of get through. There's a whole bunch of other things that are coming out of this book, too. Yeah. But We'll save that for tomorrow night.
Glenn Rice had a 15-year career in the NBA. He was a great player. College football game in Southwest Florida. We don't usually say that very often.
No, not at all.
We'll tell you all about that, plus the latest on this Southwest Florida resident and his return to the major leagues. That's next in sports.
First Alert Weather Now is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Fort Myers or Mercedes-Benz of Naples today.
60.
Casey Coleman was on the losing end of the Cubs' 7-2 loss in Cincinnati tonight. The Cape Coral native and Cubs starting pitcher gave up 6 runs in 3+ innings of work. The former FGCU Eagle now 2-8 on the season. Johan Santana never made it back to the Mets in the big league mound this season. The left-handed pitcher trying to return from shoulder surgery will pitch a simulated game Sunday here in Fort Myers. Then he'll go to the Mets Fall Instructional League, which, by the way, we've reported has been moved here to Fort Myers from Port St. Lucie. It's going to be at the City of Palms Park. The Rays are letting the Orioles ruin their chances of catching the Red Sox for the wild card spot. Bottom of the 4th inning, Chris Davis off of Wade Davis. That's a 3-run home run. I don't believe they're related. The Orioles win tonight 6-2. Now, the Red Sox didn't do themselves any favors either. They also lost this afternoon to Toronto in the 8th inning. Adam Lowen with the 2-run single here that put the Blue Jays on top for good. Blue Jays win it this afternoon 5-4 the final. So the Red Sox and the Rays will start their 4-game weekend series on Thursday, with the Red Sox leading the wild card race by just 4 games. The Twins, their losing streak is now 5 straight after a 7-3 loss to the Royals in Kansas City. And Major League Baseball unveiled the entire 2012 regular season schedule on Wednesday. The Marlins will host the first game of the season by opening up their new ballpark on Wednesday, April 4th versus the St. Louis Cardinals. The following day, April 5th, 6 more openers, including the Red Sox in Detroit. Then on the 6th, everyone else opens up. The Rays will host the Yankees. The Twins, they're in Baltimore. Plenty of great college football games on Saturday. You got Florida and Tennessee. Florida State hosts #1 Oklahoma. Miami has Ohio State at home. But none match the historical sense on Saturday in Naples. Did I say that right? Ave Maria University will host what they believe to be the first ever college football game in Southwest Florida. They're going to host Birmingham Southern College at noontime. The Division III Gyrenes will play all of their home games at Palmetto Ridge High School in their first year of play.
Kids on this team with regard to Ave Maria University as a school and Ave Maria University as a football program are pioneers. They're putting their footprint on the foundation of whatever we become.
Just to be a part of something special, make history, you know, be that first team in the school history. It's something really special.
And you could be there at 12 noon. It's $5 for adults, students with valid IDs, students of Ave Maria with valid IDs, and kids under 12 get in for free. Parking will be $5. We'll have a crew there for highlights and post-game interviews. The 13th annual Summer Slam Fishing Tournament held its kickoff party tonight at Bahama Breeze. The event is next weekend at Fort Myers Beach. For anglers of all ages and skills, it's the last chance for anglers to qualify for the Calusa Grand Championship in November.
So this is like really a big deal. And if you've never fished in a tournament before, it's fun, it's not intimidating, and it gives you a chance to come back in November and really fish for a bunch of money at South Seas Island Resort.
Representatives of the McFlats Invitational Fishing Tournament were also on hand to present a $40,000 check to the Ronald McDonald Foundation. That is it for sports. We're back right after this.
This news segment sponsored by Kagan Law Firm. Personal injury attorneys dedicated to assisting the injured. Call today.
This is Ellen. Ellen has...
Folks, fun show tonight. Jane Lynch from Glee is here. She's hosting the Emmys this weekend, plus very funny Dimitri Martin from the #1 movie Contagion. Music from Need to Breathe, doing a great song, and Jim Norton at Mercedes-Benz Fashions Week.
A steel beam from the World Trade Center made a stop in Cape Coral today, bringing many tears because it is a certified 9/11 artifact. The beam is treated as if it were a victim in the attacks. Firefighters draped it with an American flag, and as firefighters folded it back together, the crowd spontaneously broke out in song, singing God Bless America.
10 years later, we don't want to forget. We want to re-emphasize this day in history, and hopefully it'll revitalize our country just a little bit, and that's all I can hope for.
The bean will be permanently on display on Fort Myers Beach as part of a memorial at Crescent Beach Park.
Final check, it's your 7-day.
And it looks like if you're headed out to the beach, tomorrow is going to be another great day, much like today, a whole lot of sunshine. It's going to be a nice start tomorrow morning too. Lower 70s, even some upper 60s inland with low humidity. Friday, a couple more clouds. Saturday and Sunday, we bring back a few afternoon storms, scattered afternoon storms in the forecast next week. But tomorrow morning, when it's feeling so nice and you're drinking your coffee, you can watch Robert Van Winkle talking about the comfortable start to your Thursday.
I kind of enjoy that low humidity.
It's only here for a very short time.
Have a good night.
Hairstyles on NBC2 are provided by Lottie Das Salon.